Welcome to Reset to Healthier Relationships, Sunday night at 9. I am your host, Coach Glenda, here with course manager and co-host Rufus Carpenter. As most of you already know, Rufus and I created this forum where you can discuss your trials and triumphs in past and present relationships. We encourage everyone to share, speak their truth, and talk as much or as little as they would like. Now, before we dive into the topic for tonight, I would like to allow Mr. Carpenter to tell you a little bit about himself and his background.
Good evening, everybody. Hey, Ava. Hey, Annette. How y'all doing tonight? Okay. Like she said, I'm Rufus Carpenter. I come to this space, relationship space, a little different than most. My background started as a little child of a family of 14 kids and 2 adults. We lived in a 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom house, and it seemed like we never had enough of anything. So everyone had to pitch in. I remember one weekend as a young child, I think I was like 8 or maybe even 9 years old. And for that weekend, I went around doing chores in the neighborhood. I cut grass for people. I raked leaves. I went shopping for people. I even went as far as going by the highway and picking up soda bottles and cans. And at the end of that weekend, I had earned $35 and some change. I remember taking it to my mom, and she was so excited I gave her the money that she reached down and hugged me and kissed me. She said, "Rufus, I love you, my son." And she said, gave me like $1 and some change, so you can keep this for yourself. From that point on, my whole life changed. I realized how important it was to help the family, to be a part of the organization, to actually be a counted member. And that's kind of like what's called a helper's high. Ever since then, I've been a helper, and I've been wanting to be a part of the success of all organizations. I went to the point, I'll give you the shirt off my back. That's how much I want to be involved and make a difference in every organization and relationship I've been in. My relationship training started there, but didn't stop there. I was married 27 years. And if you're married 27 years, that length of time, you learn a thing about compromise, you learn a thing about trust, you learn a thing about commitment, and you definitely learn a thing about communication. These skills are not necessarily what you need for a successful marriage, but these are the skills you need for a deeper understanding of the human connection and the relationship. My career didn't stop there. I joined the United States Army, and one of the responsibilities I had in the United States Army was what's called a race and human relation leader, where I had the responsibility to go into our different units, and I would investigate any relationship or any racial issue. I would investigate, and I'd be the first person on the scene, and I'd do what's called an intake form. And doing that, I would determine what level of authority or resources we had to throw at solving a problem. And also, here on the Sunday night at 9, Sunday night on 9 is mostly, it's kind of ladies, a lot of, it's like 20 of your girlfriends are in your living room and you're discussing relationship issues. And this container is a kind of safe space. You can relax, get your glass of wine, and sit back and discuss any relationship issues you have, any topics. Normally, we have a set topic that we follow each week, but we give you the opportunity to broaden it some, and you can let us know if any concerns you have about relationships. Okay? And I'm part of the male perspective. If any questions that a male should answer, I'm more than happy to jump in and answer them. Linda?
Okay, just a few housekeeping rules. Please mute your devices until you're ready to speak to avoid any background noises. And let's be respectful and allow everyone to speak their truth and get their comments in. Now, without further ado, we have our topic for tonight, manifesting the love you deserve, creating and attracting the relationship you want. Again, the topic for tonight, we have manifesting the love you deserve, creating and attracting the relationship you want. All right, we're going to dive in and we're going to look at your choices about uh, your relationships. It's about the topic for tonight is about choice, alignment, and intention. As women, we often carry the weight of expectation, past experiences, and societal narratives about what love should look like for us. But tonight, we're shifting the focus. This discussion is about manifestation, manifesting, not just hoping or wishing, but actively shaping the love you desire and deserve. Many of us have been conditioned to settle, to wait, or to believe that love happens to us rather than through us. But the truth is, you have power, you have agency, and by being intentional, healing, and aligning yourself with what you want, you can manifest the relationship that meets and honor your work. So tonight, with the topic that we have, we are going to clarify your vision for love, align your energy, and we're going to put an action in place so you can start moving forward to getting creating and attracting the relationship you deserve. So, Mr. Carpenter, I'm gonna let you start us off tonight
Okay.
On the topic.
Okay, because Glenda, you said a mouthful. When you said a lot of that, we were following you, and it was a lot. You brought out a lot there. When you talk about manifesting the love that you deserve, creating and attracting relationships you want, what you're really saying is you have to kind of like align your mindset, your thoughts at what you want. Because if you don't know what you want, how are you going to know when it comes to you? Do you have what you really want and need? Like last week, we talked about it, and we talked about some of the things that we want in relationship, what do some relationships look like. And matter of fact, a couple of people brought a few examples of what they thought they were looking for and what they needed. And that was right on time with this week, because this week it's about aligning your thoughts to what you want. Because a lot of people think that, hey, look, I got to settle. I only have what's out there. I only have what I've seen before. My makeup for romance, love, or friendship is what I've seen either on the movies or with my families or my friends or my uncles or my aunties. What I've seen. No, 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 no. Tonight we're going a little deep. Tonight we're going to talk about how you are going to attract what you want by virtue of your experiences, by virtue of what you're preparing yourself for, and by virtue of what you're looking for. Because when you say manifesting, some people think that the universe will give you what you're ready for. If a lot of people say when you need, when you're looking for a teacher for a certain thing, a teacher will come forth. When you want something, it'll come forth. A lot of people feel that if I pray for it, God will give me the desires of my heart. And some people feel that, hey, if I plant seeds in fertile ground, my expectation that if I plant those seeds, if I plant corn will come out the ground. Mm-hmm. If I plant tomatoes are going to come out the ground. So manifesting is similar to that. But the planting, the harvesting, and all that starts with first, what are you looking for? What do you imagine for yourself? What do you want for yourself? What are you aligning yourself to? How are you preparing yourself for your mate or your a significant other, or for a relationship or a friendship? No matter how you call it, how are you preparing yourself for it? What are you ready for? What do you really want? Do you know? Have you clarified what you want in a mate? Have you clarified what you want in a partner or a friend? If like for me, if I wanted a wife or a girlfriend or a fiance or or someone to be paired up with in my life, what does that look like? what does that relationship look like? What am I looking for? Am I looking for a strong-willed woman? Am I looking for someone that can complement me in areas of my weakness? And the pair of us together, when we come together, we can be a strong couple. Am I looking for someone just like me? Am I looking for someone opposite of me? These are the things that we're going to be talking about tonight. Do you know what you're looking for? Like last week, Andre and I talked about it. Andre said that he's such independent person, and a lot of times when he talked to people, they really don't know how to accept him or know what to do with him because he does everything for himself. So what type of mate would he look for? What type of person would he be comfortable with? Those are the things we're going to solve and talk about tonight. So when we talk about clarifying your vision for love, what do you really want in a relationship? That's the first level of what we're talking about. What do you really want in a relationship?
Mr. Carpenter,
Mm-hmm.
Andre put a few things in the chat I want to bring out.
Okay.
Just he says, just for clarity, is manifesting considered the verbal and the actions? Like we can manifest a relationship that may not be what the universe designed for us. And then he says, so I wonder if manifestation should be done with proper consideration.
Okay, let's take the first one first because he gave in two parts. Let's talk
Okay.
about his friend. He said, I think you're saying that will society will manifesting universe give us what we really want or don't want? Can you say that again for me?
Oh, the first part is manifesting considered the verbal and the actions. Like we can manifest a relationship that may not be what the universe designed for us.
Okay. Now, the way manifesting works is that when you manifest something, you're preparing and aligning your thoughts and you're preparing yourself for that. So because you're preparing yourself for it, and the way you prepare yourself for it, you're getting what you're expecting, pretty much. That's the way manifesting we're talking about now. You're getting what you're expecting. Now, if you align yourself for the wrong relationship, let's say, for instance, if you want someone just like you, but everything you're doing to prepare yourself for somebody opposite of you. So you're repelling the person that's just like you because you're not aligning yourself for a person just like you. The actions you're doing is pushing that person away from you. So your answer in that question, Andre, is that if you're aligning yourself so the person that you want looks just like you or works like you or have the same mannerisms and the same character you have, and if you're not preparing yourself for that, you push that away. When we say manifesting and what universe is going to give to you, universe is going to give you what you're prepared for. Let's say, for instance, if I was in relationships that I've been hurt, every time I get in a relationship, so with some I've been hurt, and my mindset for relationship is that I have to struggle, that relationships are never easy, that I have to struggle, that I know if I be with somebody, I got to give a lot of myself up. I've got to put myself on the back burner, and I can't have what I really want. I have to settle for what's out there. I'm aligning myself for something different than what I really need. I'm expecting trouble. I'm expecting struggle. So when I keep getting struggle, it's because that's what I'm aligning myself for. That's what I'm setting myself up for. I'm preparing myself because I know the relationship that comes my way is a lot of struggle. So I'm getting, and society's and universe is giving me what I'm preparing myself for. Now, if I work on myself and say, well, hold up now, wait a minute, wait a minute. I know that here's what I need to do for myself. I need to work on me. I need to get some clarity. I need to get some counseling to get my mindset to realize that having a relationship is not all about struggle. If I know that I don't want to struggle and I've had some counseling to help me sort it out. So when somebody come to me that I know that there's going to be a lot of struggle, I'm going to repel that person. I'm going to see those signs, and that's not going to be somebody I'm going to hook up to or connect with, because that's not what I want. That's not what I'm looking for now, because I've worked on my own self, and I know clarity what I want. So when I see something that's not gonna satisfy my needs, I'm gonna repel that person. I'm gonna say, no, I'm gonna keep looking. So it makes a difference. Did that help? Did that first part of his? Ask Andre that we answer that first part. Andre, did we answer the first part of your question? Okay, then let's go to the second part. What's the second part of that question?
All right. His second part is, he states, I wonder if manifestation should be done with proper consideration.
If I'm reading it right, yes. Yes. Manifestation, proper consideration in the fact that if you know what you want, you first have to crystallize what you want. You have to crystallize what that looks like. Now, proper consideration Andre, you got to know what you want. If you don't know what you want, Andre, you're not going to know what it is when you get it. So proper consideration is you got to do your part. Because when a farmer, seed time to harvest, when a farmer sets his ground up, he fertilizes the ground and get it ready and get all the thorns out and get all the stones out and get all the stuff out. And he makes that bed of ground, he makes it where it is ready to accept the soil. He put the fertilizer and whatever in with it, or Miracle Grow or whatever he puts in that soil. So when he put the seed in, the seed has a great chance of germinating and grow the fruit or grow the vegetables. So he's cultivated the soil before he put the seed in. So now the seed can grow, he can get a harvest. Mm-hmm. So you have to cultivate your thinking, your expectation when you're looking for a harvest. Mm-hmm. You have to do some work. And sometimes the work is working on you. Sometimes the work is internal work. And as we go into the examples, you'll see more. When we go into the examples, you'll see more of what we're talking about. Because when the second part of this, after clarity, after you realize what your vision for love is, after you understand, here's what I really want in a relationship. I want somebody that's going to compliment me. I want somebody that I can do things with. I want somebody that's easy. It's someone that we can share our differences without a bunch of bumping heads or one up in the other. I want somebody that I can communicate with. I want somebody that's in the same social level as I am. Because I don't want to be Mr. Fix-It. I don't want to try to fix every problem he or she has. I want someone that's mature, someone that can make it on their own without me. Right. So these are some of the things I'm looking for. I know what I want. Then aligning your energy. The second part is aligning your energy. How do you believe that your past have shaped you? The experiences that you had in your past, how have that shaped you for the relationships you're going to now? That's your energy. If you've had great relationships and your energy is high and you believe that there's a great relationship out there for you, when you get your vibration energy together, it works. You guys can blend. And that's the second level. The third level is taking action. How are you going to move forward? A lot of times you just don't find the person you're looking for may not be complete 100% of what you want. I think Mr. Kingdom said last time that person might not be 100% of what you want or need at a time, but together you and that person are going to co-create. You and that person together is going to work it out together where you guys are going to create something together. where you guys gonna bring two people gonna come together and make one relationship. Two people aren't coming together to make two relationships. You're coming together to make one union. And that's called co-creating. That's the action you take. All right. Let's go into the next part of this, Glenda, because I think well, you must be still announcing a lot of chats. It's no problem. This is a two-part. We have a chat version and we have an oral version here.
Yes, you're absolutely right. Andre is really putting in the work in this chat.
So when you come up for air, let's go into part two.
Okay, well, I'll start off with the first example for tonight.
Okay.
All right, let's say you want a loving, committed partner who communicates openly, but when you reflect, you realize you've accepted emotionally unavailable partners in the past. This is the moment to shift. Set a new standard. Believe that this love exists and reject what doesn't align.
That's basically how we all learn. I think we all there. We all are there. We all are there. And read that again. Give me that again, Glenda, because we need to talk about that. We need to put the kickstand there for a minute before we go further. Because I think that's how we all come about. Give me that example again, please.
Not a problem. Let's say you want a loving, committed partner who communicates openly, but when you reflect, you realize you've accepted emotionally unavailable partners in the past. This is your moment to shift. Set a new standard, believe that this love exists, and reject what doesn't align.
Okay, what she's saying there is that we really didn't know what we wanted at first, but we went and accept stuff and we settled for what we saw. We settled for maybe 50% of what we wanted because we want a relationship. And we realized somewhere early in that relationship that this person is really not who I want or who I need. And we've done that several different times. We've dated or romanced the same problem or same person over and over and over. And what this scenario is saying, now it's time to shift. If the last 2-3 people that you've been in a relationship with, and it hasn't been what you wanted, or it hasn't went the way it should have went with you, then it's time to shift. It's time to do something different. Now, it could be that your selection process, it could be your dating method, it could be that you really don't have clarity on who you're looking for or who you need in your life. It could be a host of things. And as we go through the night, we'll talk about some things, and maybe you can find which one of these opportunities that you might need to invest a little time in working in. Because when we're talking about manifesting, the first thing is get clarity. Before you go further, get clarity. What do you truly want? That's the first leg of the journey. Get clarity. What do you truly want? If you don't know what you want, you'll settle for anything. And a lot of times you'll settle for the wrong thing. And like Andre said, as he's opened the night's topic out with, the universe may give you what you really don't want. That's because you don't know really what you really need. So the first thing is get clarity on what you really want in a relationship. What do you really want in the other person? When you invest time in the other person, that's your life. And at our age, we're investing our life.
Yes.
We're investing our energy. We're investing our resources. So if we're gonna put that much in, even if you say, "Hey, look, I'm happily single. Mm-hmm. I'm not trying to get booed up." But even guys, relationships are relationships. Even your friends, even the people that you pal around with, even if they're the same sex or different sex, when you spend time with people, when you invest in people, that's time you can't get back. Whether it's love or whether it's be friend. because friends can work you over just as bad as lovers can work you over.
Okay.
So the first thing is get clarity. Do you believe you can have what you want? Do you believe it? Do you believe you can have what you want? That's the first thing. Now, have you seen models of healthy relationship? Have you seen models of what a healthy relationship is? We've seen it. I know we've seen it in Hollywood in the movies. We've seen people that fall in love and go off into the sunset and everything is all roses. And we've seen reality where people fight every Friday and Saturday night. When you shut your eyes and envision your perfect relationship, your perfect who's that? Somebody putting the ultimate knockout. Who's that in the keep coming back out in chat in the waiting room? Did we let him in yet, Glenda?
Yes, I did.
Okay. All right. But we've seen that. We've seen pictures of that. What is your model? If you shut your eyes and say, hey, here's what I want. Here's my perfect friend. Here's my perfect lover. Here's my perfect spouse. Or what does that look like when you shut your eyes and try to picture that person, or picture that romance, or picture that moment or that setting? What do you picture? And what's healthy in that picture that you see? That's what we're talking about in this example one. Any questions about this example? What do you picture? Let's talk about that for a minute. What's a healthy relationship for you? What's a healthy friendship for you? What's a healthy love relationship for you? For me, I'll start it off.
Okay.
For me, a healthy relationship is a lady or a woman that knows her worth, a woman that can hold her own, a woman that could take care of herself, a woman that, when I say knows her worth, a woman knows that she don't really have to have me in her life, but she would love to have me in her life because she feels that, that there's something unique I bring to the table. And that's someone that knows how to love, mm-hmm. knows how to receive love as well as give love. Someone that we can do things together. We can go to the movies, we can go to the park. We can plan, we can build things together. Even when we disagree, we can do it in a loving manner, that we can hear the other one out, that we can say, hey, look, here's my thoughts of this situation. And they'll listen, and they may not agree with what I'm saying, but they will listen. Someone that when I'm down can comfort me, say, hey, look, Rufus, look, I understand you've been through a hard week or a hard month or a hard life, whatever. Take a moment to rest. I got you. Not saying that they got to take care of me. I'm not saying that when they say I got you, I can put my head on their shoulder and they can hold me and they can console me. Or if I have to have surgery or go to the doctor or something like that, I can call, hey babe, look, can you help me? I need to go. Yeah, I'll be there in an hour or whatever. That's my vision. That's my vision. Someone else want to share what a healthy relationship for them would look like, whether it's a friend or whether it's a lover? Someone else want to share? Is Mr. Kingdom on tonight?
Yes, he is.
Mr. Kingdom. Is his mic up?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. What would be your perfect lover or perfect companion or perfect person or a friend, or it can be a friend or a lover?
Cecilia Bryant.
Okay, we don't. I don't need to know the name, but I'm talking about the qualities now, the characteristics. What's Jamal Bryant's wife? Oh, his new wife. Okay, let's Andre put that in there.
Yes, he did.
I was asking the question, is that who he was asking about?
Oh, I don't know because I went to Jamal's church about 4 weeks ago, and I talked with him and his wife they talked to me for a minute. Him and his wife talked to me for a minute, and it's from everything I see that seems like a good match. But Mr. Kingdom, was that what you were talking about?
No, I was talking about my wife
Yeah, but we
and
we
my life.
we're talking about the characteristics, Mr. Kingdom. We're talking about the characteristics of what would that characteristics look like? Not so much the person, the characteristics. What's your ideal of a loving couple or the good match?
Someone who's in tune with themselves and someone who communicates very well.
Okay.
What's the first thing, Mr. Keno?
Someone who's in tune with themselves.
Okay. In tune. Okay, thanks.
And I guess what he's saying, they don't need you to complete them. Really, they can, even if you were in a situation, they would still be okay. Is that what you're saying, Mr. Kingdom?
Pretty much.
Okay, I just want to make sure we cleared it for. Okay, all right. Anyone else? Anyone else? Any ideas? Because when we're talking about manifesting, if you don't really know what you really need or looking for, it's really, really hard to find it, realize it when you get it.
Right.
Because a lot of us a lot of us know what a bad one looks like. We know what a bad one looks like. A bad one, I've had bad ones where they're needy, I'm telling you, they wore you out emotionally. When you spent time with them, you just said, please, man, you know what one of my sayings were when I was somebody that I really didn't really want to be with? I would be like a wolf in a trap trying to chew my own arm off to get away. I'm telling you, it's like, wow, I need to get away. I need to break free. I need to break out of L7. I'm telling you. You know what that one looks like when this guy, because you're emotionally drained, and especially if it's a taker that you with the taker that, oh man, you always gotta be the one to pay. You always gotta be the one to do all, to go the extra mile. You always gotta be at the beck and call. It's like, wow. It's like, wow. All right, let's go to number 2, Glenda, to step 2.
Okay. Step 2, heal and align your energy. Manifestation isn't just about attraction, it's also about preparation. Often we attract what we believe we deserve. Even subconsciously, we've been hurt in the past relationships. That pain might be influencing what you expect or accept now. And let me read that one more time, just in case you didn't get it. Manifestation isn't just about attraction, it's also about preparation. Often we attract what we believe we deserve, even subconsciously. If you've been hurt in the past, in past relationships, the pain might be influencing what you expect or accept now.
Now that preparation, I think a lot of people like used to say, it's time to get my house in order.
Mm-hmm.
It's time to get my house in order, because let's say if I'm looking for someone serious in my life, and I'm tired of playing around, I'm tired of playing these games, and I really want a love. I want to get married. I want someone that's gonna I can go a long time with. I got to get myself at my house in order. I got to get prepared. I got to stop. I stop hanging in the street.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm someone that does a lot of drinking, I got to stop drinking. If someone go to the club a lot, I got to stop going to the club. Mm-hmm. If someone that spends all my money and always broke, I got to stop being broke. If I'm someone that don't work, I need to work and take care of my own self. if I have a raggedy car and I'm catching the bus because I might need to invest in getting a good car.
Right.
Or if I'm having emotional problems, I might have to get a counselor. I might just go to a counselor to sort some of the things out because I don't want to bring my emotional baggage into my new relationship. Because that part about if I've been hurt before and I'm damaged or I'm hurt because hurt people hurt people.
Correct.
So if I'm hurt, if this, like she said in that part, if I've been hurt before, am I gonna take that pain into this new relationship? Am I gonna punish my new partner for all the stuff that the old person did to me?
Correct.
I'm not gonna trust this new partner because my old partner cheated on me so much. So my new partner, if she or he goes somewhere and stay too long, hey baby, look, wait, hold up now. The shopping mall is around the corner. You've been gone all night long. Now what's up? Now, and it may be that person could have been doing something else, but because I had the pain in my last relationship, that the last person cheated on me,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna wear my new partner out because I'm not gonna give them a chance to cheat on me.
Right.
Because I'm gonna be Inspector Gadget. I'm gonna be going through their phone. I'm gonna be watching a car, and I'm not doing what I need to be doing. And that's what this is all about, that preparation. Mm-hmm. If you've been hurt or you've been going through bad relationship after bad relationship after bad relationship, and you're hurt, get the help that you need. Sort it out. Get help to sort it out. Even if it's something like this contained, like Sunday Night at 9, or if it's you need a therapist or you need a confidant, a good friend or a family member that you trust, or your pastor at church, if whatever you need to do to get yourself prepared for a great relationship. Don't take that baggage of the past into your future relationships, because all you're going to do is sour your future relationships, and then you're going to say it was the person. Really, it was the person in you. It's the person. A lot. So that's what this is all about. Healing, aligning yourself, your energy, healing and aligning your energy. All of us can say what a bad relationship is. But you got to realize something. Sometimes when you've been through a lot, it affects you in certain ways. It makes you gun shy. You don't give the other person a chance. All right. Any comments before we move on to the next one? Somebody said, do you believe that you have met your person but don't see it? Read that, Glenda. I missed it.
Okay. Gigi put in the chat, do you believe that you have met your person but you did not see it at the time?
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say, Gigi, I'm going to say yes, and I'm going to say that has happened to me twice. I have met some people, two good people that I met in my life that I have met, and at the time, I don't know if I was mature enough that I didn't have the maturity myself to realize that what was in front of me. I don't know if I just came out of a bad relationship, so I didn't give them the opportunity. I don't know, maybe that my mindset at the time, I was concerned about other things. What's that hindsight Monday morning quarterbacking? When I went back and looked, I let two good people get away in my life. And I look back on it, and you can't go back and recoup, because they have went on with their life and they're in situations, and I can't go back and will say, hey, look, do I get a do-over?
Right.
So Gigi, that's a great thing you just brought up. Yes, you can. If you don't know what you really want, clarity, and you're not ready and prepared, yes, you can lose good people. Have you ever dated somebody and thought that nah, or you wanted to hold off and wait, and then when you broke up with them, they about a couple months later, you know that they was married to somebody, and you met them again, they was married, and you be saying, damn, if we why we didn't marry, or why you didn't marry me? Have anyone have noticed that?
No.
And I guess I'm the anomaly in these conversations.
Sounds like you getting some off your chest tonight.
No, it's just that when Gigi brought that one up, yes, that's true. That's true. You can lose out if you don't realize what you have sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
We all mature differently.
Right.
All right. Any more comments before we move to the next one?
I have a comment. Now,
Yes.
I wanted to piggyback on or make a comment on what Gigi had put in the chat. I believe that because I responded yes and no, because I believe that what God has for you is for you. I don't really think that you'll miss a blessing even if, it was right before your face, because things work out differently for everybody. But I believe that if it's meant for you to have, God will make a way for you to have it. It may not approach you, or you may not come in contact the normal way, but I think that in some cases, some of the weirdest situations that come up, you could be working on a project together with somebody that you've always been in love with, or that you've always been attracted to, and just because you guys have started working with each other on a regular basis, those old feelings start to spark up, and before you know it, a relationship jumps off, and but when y'all met initially, or in the beginning of your friendship, you really couldn't see yourself with this individual because maybe the timing wasn't right. But me personally, I feel as if what God has for you is for you. If you don't get it this way, God will make sure that you guys will cross paths later on down the line.
Anybody want to comment on that before I jump in there?
Well, I want you to jump in there now.
No, anybody want to comment before I jump in there? Anybody else want to comment? No other people can comment?
No, the floor is yours.
Okay, I agree with Glenda. That's what Andre says. I'm a Bible reader, and I guess I read the Bible, and I guess a lot of places in the
1 second, Mr. Carpenter. The ultimate knockout. You want to make a comment first?
That's what I was making a comment.
No, someone was talking while you were talking, so I was going to give them the opportunity.
Oh, I didn't hear them. I apologize. I didn't hear them. I apologize. Go ahead.
You're fine. You're fine. Did you want to say something? The ultimate knockout? Okay, no problem. Mr. Carpenter, you can go ahead.
And I apologize. I didn't hear them speaking, and I apologize. I talk across my.
You're breaking up when you talk. Uh-oh.
Who's making the comment?
The ultimate knockout.
All right, let's give the ultimate a knockout a chance to say what they were to say, or they can put it in the chat. If it won't come out.
Yeah, when you're talking, it's breaking up like the Matrix, so we can't really understand you clearly.
Have them put it in the chat and we can read it.
She just left the room. She just left it.
Maybe she left and can come back for a clear line. And when she come back, we'll let her speak.
Okay, no problem.
But my thing was, I'm a Bible reader.
Mm-hmm.
So in the Bible reader, and I read, especially when I read about Israel, about Israel, Judah, and Jerusalem. and when it says a lot of things God has for them, and God had to keep chastising these folk.
Because they were hungry.
Yep, and that's what I was just saying on that. Is sometimes we don't get it.
Right. I mean, how many times do we fall down and bust our head down to the white meat until we can really get something? I mean, it does take a lot of turns and opportunities and, a lot of situations to take place before you can learn your lesson. I think now Ultimate Knockout is having internet issues because she keep leaving and coming back.
Okay, when she come on, just let her know. Why don't you put in a chat for her that she can put in a chat and we'll read the question out for her. You can put it in the
Not a
chat for her.
problem. The Ultimate Knockout, if you want to put the information in the chat, feel free to do so and I can read it out loud. Because I see that you're maybe having some difficulties.
I I got knocked off. Yes, I
Wait,
got knocked off the Zoom session.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
I
very
can
well
hear you.
now. Very well.
The chat. I was I was saying that I disagree, and the point that I disagree is that when it's in a specific season, um, and so they're blessing in that season, but it will come back around. I guess I agree with you then because you said there is a second chance because God is the person of a man of second chances. So I guess while I was thinking, I disagree.
Okay.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I think you said, but initially you disagree with what you're saying, but in your expressing your comment, you convinced yourself that you do agree because I think you said that when you're first missing in that season, that God will make a second season or God will give you another chance for it will cycle itself back around where you will get that blessing another season. I think is what you were saying. So I think that's what she was saying there.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So let's go.
Absolutely.
Okay, got it. And I was listening. I think I got it. So thanks for doing that for us. Okay, Glenda, let's move forward, please.
All right, no problem.
I think you're
Okay.
doing Were you on step 2 or example 2?
I am on the example 2 now. Imagine a woman who grew up witnessing relationships where love was about struggle.
Ooh.
She subconsciously believes that deep love always comes with pain. As she heals, she redefines love as something that can be healthy, mutual, and fulfilling. Now she attracts partners who honor her heart, not just her resilience.
I think a lot of us, and because in my family, came from a family of 14, and in my house, we recognize love was a struggle for everybody. As a matter of fact, when we look at TV, we looked at Good Times, and we looked at what was that other with the cleaner guy, and all the shows that we saw on TV for Black people. Their relationship was always struggling. It was always a struggle with the man and the woman for some reason.
Mhm.
I don't know, Amos and Andy and all of them. It was always a struggle with the husband and the wife. So when I was coming up, you always felt there was a struggle. And I don't know if that was society was putting that on the Black community or not. But that's what we saw on TV. That's what we always saw, a struggle. And in our own household, we saw the struggle with the mother and the father.
Mhm.
And then sometimes the mom would tell you not to tell your father this. So when you saw all those things, when you thought love was a struggle, and then when you first get married, if you marry young, and I'm speaking from experience, and here's what I saw: if you marry young, you took that struggle into your own household.
Mhm.
Because normally when you marry young, you really don't have all the resources that you need. So
Right.
your whole life and relationship becomes a struggle. And that's why maybe some of us on this line have been married more than once, or we're divorced now because we had a struggle. And have anyone else noticed that pattern that I just mentioned?
True. I notice it. I've noticed it.
And that's why Sunday Night at 9 is so important now, that we can change some of those things. We don't have to see those struggles anymore. We don't have to realize that love and marriage and relationships and friendships are struggles. It don't have to be that.
You don't have to be that way anymore. No.
Because what we're trying to get tonight is love and relationships are patterns. When you understand the patterns, you can change them.
Mm-hmm.
When you understand your state that you're in your mind, if your state of mind is that life and love and relationships are struggles, you're always going to have struggles in your relationships. But when you change your state of mind that love and relationships are wonderful, they help you, they complete you, they bring more to your life, they add to your life, they enhance your life. When you start looking at love patterns and like that, that makes a major difference. Because you get to create your love. You get to create it, guys. You get to choose it. You get to create it. You get to prepare for it. It's your choices. Not what happened to you or happened on you. It's your choices.
Correct. Now, Mr. Carpenter, I want to, the ultimate knockout put something in the chat I wanted to share. She says, I've noticed the pattern, but God gave me other role models that never seemed to struggle, or struggle wasn't evident. So in some cases, like if you do see it in your house, God will put different role models or different families around you where you can see that there is another side to it. Like in church, I know that is a good example. And like maybe your best friend next door, or just a friend in general, but God will surround you with how things should be, or how another way of looking at it, versus every night I go home, I gotta, get cussed at, or my mom and dad is always fussing and fighting. It's always some havoc going on in the household. But you can go to your best friend's house every weekend, and that husband and wife, mother, father, they're just loving on each other and the family. And it's like, oh, this is what it really looks like if you're in a good, healthy relationship and surrounded by love all the time.
Yes. Let's rush through this, Glenda, because I want to get all of this out, because I don't want to go into a part two unless you guys want to go into a part two. Because Glenda, there's so much we have still to unpack in here, because we're still on the first parts of this. Go ahead, Glenda. I'm sorry. Were you saying something?
It's going to be we should do a part two, because we're already 7 minutes before 10. And there's still much to cover. So I think that it would be a good idea to do a part two. And then there's still comments coming through in the chat in regards to this topic as well. So I don't want to slighten the participants, the ones that want to talk and get their comments and their questions in.
Then can we go back a little bit then and retract what we said, so we know what we covered already? Can we back up a little and cover that and talk about that a little bit, so we'll know where we're in that part? And the reason why I say that, because it's all about, so can I do it for a few minutes? Can I take a few minutes here?
You go right ahead.
Okay, because when we first started this, because the night's thing is manifesting the love that you deserve. Correct. It's manifesting the love that you deserve. And it's about creating and attracting the love and relationship you want. Right. So this is the power. We're trying to say the power is in your hands. You have the power to create. Now, when you create something, relationship, whether it's for a friendship with someone, or whether it's a relationship with someone, a love type relationship with someone, you and that person are going to co-create it together. It's something you guys are going to do together, but you first have to get your end straight first. You have to get your half of that thing straight first. First thing is, you got to know what you want. If you don't know what a healthy, good relationship for yourself looks like, if you don't have a model of what that is in your mind, How are you going to know what it is when you got it?
Right.
So that's some step. The first step is clarity. You have to know a clear vision of what love is. When you're on your love journey or your journey for a relationship with someone, what does that look like? What is it? You got to have clarity. Then you got to align your energy with it. You got to first believe that it's possible. And then you got to maybe connect with some of your past experiences. You can't take that baggage, that old baggage that didn't serve you into your future, because you're going to run the person away that you're looking for, because you're not going to treat them for themselves. You're going to always have in the back of your mind, you can do the same SH that that other MF did to me. Where that's not right. That's not them. You got somebody brand new coming in and you're judging them from old hurts.
Right. And
So
you
that's
can end
not
up
good.
sabotaging your current relationship.
Correct. So instead of hoping, take action. Realize that you're co-creating something with someone. So once again, the first thing is get clear on what you want in a relationship. Know in your own head what that looks like, what that other half of the equation looks like. You have to believe that it's there. You have to believe that you can find them. What's your model, and how do you affirm what the model of a great relationship is? Now, let's talk about your current choices. Your current choices right now. If you look at your life right now, who you have in your life right now? Do you have the person that you want in your life right now? Your choices right now, have your choices right now dictating, giving you what you want? If you have to look at who you call your friends right now, who you call your lover right now, who you call your spouse right now, who you call your best relationship right now, the person that you booed up with, or person you spend the majority of your time or you invest a lot of your life and resources in right now, is that who you really need to be? Is that your best? Your current choices right now, your partner right now, your mindset right now about relationship, your dating habits. What are your dating habits? You date people you know you can't go any further with? Are you satisfied or settling on who you're dating with? Are you dating beneath you? Are you what they call hooking up? Do you have what they call jump offs? Is that aligning with who you want? Is that really aligning with who you want? If it's not, think about it. Let's say you want to be loved. You want a committed partner. You want someone to communicate with, but who you have ain't that person. Who you've been dating ain't that person. Your friends ain't those friends. It's not the case. And that's what it is. When you align your intentions up, when you're preparing yourself, when you're preparing that fertile ground to grow a harvest, to grow a relationship, to grow a marriage, to grow a friendship, a companion, what that looks like. And we just stop right there. We just got out the gate, guys. There's a lot more to this topic, because when you're talking about what you're bringing into your life, and Andre started us off, is saying is the universe giving us what we want or giving us what we don't want. It's what you're prepared to receive. What your expectation is. When you got a blessing, do you understand it as a blessing, or do you understand it as a curse? Because if I say I want a strong woman in my life, and I really don't, and I don't want a strong woman, I want somebody that I can, someone I can tell, hey, look, I need you to do this, I need you to do that. But God sent me a strong woman to tell me she need me to do this and do that. Hey, wait a minute. So, and that's where we're at. So we're halfway there, guys. So we got a lot to do next week. Okay, Glenda, let me get it to you, Glenda. Go ahead and bring us home, Glenda. And I apologize, guys, that this is a strong topic, because so much of this, because a lot of times we don't realize we get to decide, not so much because we look at her or him and say, yeah, that's it, or that's it. That's not it. It's a lot happening before you say that's it or that's not it. Go ahead, Glenda.
Okay, well, Sharon put in the chat, I want to, make sure we get all our audience comments in before
Okay.
we shut down. She said, gotta let it go. The mind space you use that stops your happiness.
That's true.
Yeah. So I do want to thank everybody for showing up and participating tonight. I look forward to seeing you all next week. Same Zoom link and time, 9 o'clock. And I look forward to seeing y'all again. Good night.
Good night, everybody. We're going to have some examples next week. We're going to really talk our truth. Good night, guys.
Good night.
Good